So I talked about Molly about it last week. So what I want to do is kind of like, I want to show you guys the numbers. I told Molly I'd do this last week, but I think it's better if I just walk you through the numbers and kind of show you how it'll work. But I want to start out with a couple things, because I know Corey talked to you guys. So I know the concern about the title and all that transferring to without your guys' name. We've got a way to do that. So and we call it's called a contract for deed. It's like the legal terminology, but essentially we enter into a contract where you guys stay on title, and effectively until we sell the house, pay you the remaining money. We don't, like, you guys stay on title until it happens. But once we fulfill our end of the contract, then we're able to go sell it. Or technically I could refinance and keep the house. So anyway, does that make sense, guys? So basically instead of the deed transferring, so my preference is always to have the deed transfer to me. But the second way we do it in situations where if somebody's not comfortable, what happens is, like, you go through an escrow company. They actually will, they'll hold all the documents in the contract. Okay. And then a lot of times we'll actually make a payment to them, and they'll make a payment to the mortgage company. And that way you've got like a third party. And it's actually really nice, because then there's a third party overseeing our contract, making sure that everybody holds up their end. And that way everybody's protected, right? That way you guys don't go give the house to me and then I go sell it and you guys don't get anything back, right? It's protectable. And same with me, right? That way, if I go put all my money into catching up the loan and fixing up the house, then I still make sure I realize my profit at the end.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's what I was trying to explain to Molly. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, cool. So that's one. I figured that would put your guys' mind at ease. And then, yeah, I think the next part is just talking through the numbers, right? You guys I know you guys are looking at a couple options. I know times it's get down to it. I guess what is the exact date? I know it's probably less than 2 weeks of the foreclosure.
On the 8th of November.
The 8th?
Yes.
It's next week, but I think that we would have to act like before the 6th.
When is it? Next Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you would want to be sending money on the 6th so they can confirm it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Molly, because if not, you're like, I've seen it before where like you send the money and it doesn't get confirmed and it's like too late. And I mean, they'll send you your money back, but it's too late. It goes in foreclosure. So we want to be ahead of it. Honestly, my goal, guys, would be to, if the numbers work and it's you guys think this is helpful, then I would want to get documents signed by the end of Friday. That way we can start working check all the boxes we need to by.
Yeah.
Because we also got to go.
We might want to do that tomorrow. Yeah. Really? Don't you think?
I agree. Because absolutely. Because the last little piece we got to do is I got to make sure that the title and everything's clear, right? We got to make sure, because the last thing we want to do is go send $40,000 and then have a title. I've seen that before where we've gone in and started fixing houses, and then we find out, they have this weird lien or this.
Excuse me.
We are working with the stored title company, and they have all the information right now.
Oh, great! That's great.
Would you like to talk to the realtor who's taking care of it now? Because she has all the information. It's all cleared and everything. No?
No.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you can get Molly, hold on. Because you can get the information from her. That way, that save a step if you were able to use that information from them. Or unless you can call directly to Stewart Title. Whatever's faster.
I'll just call Stewart Title.
Okay.
I think it's best to call the Stewart Title company and speak to Heidi, because she's got all the information supposed to be ready to go. Because as of tomorrow, I don't want anything to do with Lorna or Win-Win Home.
Got it. Okay.
They're fired done after that tomorrow.
Oh, they were the ones that. Oh yeah, Win-Win. You told me about that. That was the team. That was the people who had the contract, right?
Yeah, it wasn't Lorna. Lorna wasn't. She was the realtor. She wasn't the one. She was actually helping us out. It was the Win-Win.
Got it.
But was she signed? Was she signed up by Win-Win?
She was signed up by them. Not us. Yeah. She was signed up by Win-Win. Yeah. So.
Got it. All right. Well, you guys are probably ready to look at numbers. You guys want to see some numbers? Let me share my screen.
Okay.
We can kind of talk through, because I think ultimately the numbers got to make sense for you guys.
Okay.
Because I know sounds like summarized option is potentially somebody offering $400 cash, and then potentially another buyer at $450. But sounds like the $450 buyer we're not 100% certain that they can close it by next, but in time. Is that kind of a good summary?
Yeah, that's getting close. You mean the buyer right now you're talking about?
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. He's right.
Okay, cool. Well, here it is, guys. So I'll summarize it and I'll dive in all the numbers. I mean, highlighting green is the long point, or the long and short. It's actually, I'm going to give like 80% to you guys on the back end. And essentially what you'll make, and it all depends on what we sell it for, right? So the more and this is why I love this and do this all the time, is the higher we sell it for, the more money I make. And ultimately you make a lot more money, right? So if we could sell it, for example, I kind of gave a low, medium, high. If we sell it on the high side of like 780, you guys would end up getting over 450. You get like 502,000, right? If we sell it for 740, it's 472. If we sell it for 700, which I think is from the comps and the research I've done, I think should be pretty easy. That case, that's kind of like the base case where you're at now, right? So I guess the point of this offer is, A, we can close quick and we can catch it up and avoid foreclosure. And the big upside is like this, right? And who knows, like just plugging this in, let's say we sold it for 800,000, which could happen because if interest rates drop after the election, and by the time we fix it up, if that would get you 518,000, right? So you see, the higher we sell it for, the more you get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So essentially, I'll run you through the numbers, right? So this is how I calculate this, right? Is this pretty accurate about if we caught up the loan and pay the whatever 40 or 50, 49,000? Is that what the balance would be? Is like 275 if we caught it up?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's 52. It's the rare.
No, listen, Molly. It's 275. That's it. You're correct. It's going to be that amount to catch up, and that's what it would be when it's caught up. Is 275 once the arrears are paid.
And then Molly, and I think Molly, you were saying how much we have to catch up is 52,000.
The rare is 51 something. We rounded up to 52.
It's 52. I have the exact number. It's 52,709.19. So 52,709 and then 19 cents.
Okay, got it. Okay, so basically, this is how we know what the profit will be on the back end, right? So this is what you owe, and then this is working our way down. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's what you owe is a 275. This is what we would be putting it into it, like to fix it up, to do all of our costs, to catch up the arrears, make payments, like all in. And this is, I'm being conservative here to make sure we've got some cushion. That's 170. This is like our holding costs. This is, we're going to have to pay an agent once we fix it all up real nice. That's what we pay them. And then this is the sale price. So essentially, we give you 80%. I keep 20, right? This is like my profit on the back end. And this is what you guys would get. So, but in this last number is basically, all I did is add the loan amount plus the cash you get at the end. So this is actually, if you guys are wondering how much cash do you guys get, whether you split it 50-50 or whatever that looks like, let's say it's 50-50. You guys would each, in this case, get about 83,000, right? But if we sell it in the high case, you guys would each get like almost 115,000. Does that make sense how I'm doing this, how I'm calculating?
Yeah. So you think it's going to be 170 though to fix it up? I don't think it should be that much though.
No, I think that's conservative, right? But that includes like the 52,000 to catch it up, right? That includes fixing up the backyard, the roof. Yeah, it's all in, right? And it's also obviously the cost of me fronting all. I've got cost of money for me to go tie up all this cash. There's got cost there, so
okay.
And that's why I'm giving you guys 80%, right? Because I'm going to build some cushion in here, and then I'm going to give you guys 80% of the profit, right? And that's why, I mean, I could have done 50-50, but at the end of the day, I wanted to get you guys something that I wanted to get you guys close to 500 by the time it's all said and done. Is my hope.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Go ahead, Molly.
What was that, Molly?
I said, well, that would be great. Coming from
there's no guarantees, right? I mean, if the market doesn't go as well, then we're gonna have to sell. We got to get it sold regardless. So you're gonna get paid something, and that's why I like to show you the low kind of to high. But we're shooting up for here.
Yeah, I think it'll sell for a higher price because it's a nice house.
Yeah, I agree. I've looked at some of the photos, and
No, Daryl, I never talked to you, so just saying hi. But I just wanted to explain why I brought Casey in. So I brought Casey in because, with what happened with you guys in Win-Win, I didn't want to try to do this deal with you guys by myself and then make some mistake, right? So Casey is very, very established and has been doing stuff like this for a very long time.
Okay.
And so that's why I brought him in.
Okay.
So I personally am making less so that you guys can be helped.
Okay.
So, that's why I'm bringing in Casey, because of his expertise.
Yeah. Okay, I understand that. I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah. Well, with everything that you've gone through, right? Because me and Mally started talking, I called her around like September 16th, and then she called me 2 days later, and it just, you guys have been strung along by Win-Win for how long, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
well, it wasn't even supposed to be. So it's a cash deal, and then they're giving me 60 days. So I'm like, okay, so I get my stuff out. Well, I couldn't even get it out. A week later, they wanted to start taking pictures, showing the house. And I'm like, still got everything in here still. We hadn't even moved anything out. So we're moving stuff, and they're wanting to show the house, and it's just a big old headache,
Yeah. And, like Casey's like a mentor, right? Like, so that he knows everything. And so, like, he even asked me after we had the first talk with Mally, he's like, Corey, do you want to try to do this? He gave me, an option. And I just said, no, I want to, these people to be taken care of. And so let's do it through you. And then I can learn and be happy that you guys have been helped.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, right now what they're doing, they're trying to talk me into some low amount, and I'm just like, they're trying to get out of what they have to pay us originally, because they're not even being able to do that. But then they want to cut on top and want us to pay for one guy and the realtor to pay for the other guy. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Already losing money. Why am I going to have to pay you some more? When he's not even fulfilling his agreement as it was in the first place.
And
but they're also probably thinking that you don't have another option, right? So now that we have,
that's what they're thinking. Yeah, you're right about that.
That's the way I feel that we're being taken advantage of from both sides, the realtor and the Win-Win. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So now, like Casey, is there anything else you want to show them, or do you guys have any other questions? Or
one quick one, guys, and I'll let you guys go some questions. When I'm going to summarize this in an email, and then when I send in the email, it's going to have some links, like, for example, because I know how you guys were burned the first time. I mean, I just encourage you to watch some of these videos of our people we've worked with, and even you could just go to like my website, yohouses.com, and just read about us. But I just want you guys to let we do this all the time. And the difference between me and that Win-Win, right, is Win-Win was trying to find the buyer, right? They were just the middleman, right? Like Corey, maybe we'll call Corey the middleman, brought us together, right? But I'm going to be the one doing it. Like, we're going to go flip the house and make the money together. So I don't have to, we don't have to worry about, and especially in a short timeline, somebody's going to try to go sell this to somebody else in a week. It ain't going to happen, right? But we've got the funds. We're going to be the ones to go catch up, because we got to make sure, most importantly, we have to avoid that foreclosure. And if we do that, then we can go fix and flip this thing. So I want to show you guys some of that. You guys can watch that tonight as you kind of, I don't want to pressure you guys. I think maybe tomorrow morning we can follow up with the decision, but I want you guys to be able to do your homework.
I think, I trust you guys. I mean, I'm a trusting person, but I you seem like you're legitimate. I'm a contractor too, so I know what you sound like you know what you're talking about. So,
thanks, I appreciate that.
Daryl, my background is as an iron worker doing rebar.
Okay.
So I'm expanding and getting into real estate because I see everybody that I'm working for, all the developers are the ones making the money.
Okay.
Right. And so I'm getting into the real estate. But like I was saying before, like Casey has been doing this for a long time. Right.
Yeah.
And, I honestly feel that you guys are in good, solid hands.
Yeah.
And that's why I need to, bring him in. And, I'll give you a prime example. I just talked to him about this on Friday.
Yeah.
And we had a call. He called Mally Friday that day. Like, he got involved. Right. Okay. And so you know, with your win-win situation, I hate to say it, but these people, they probably they didn't have an investor, and then when they strung you along, and they didn't have any idea.
That was mentioned.
I called him on that right away. Yeah, I told him about that right away.
So Casey's already showed
pants down.
He's already told me what he could do,
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I'll let him talk more, and then we can go again. This is a learning thing. I get to watch, I hate to say it, it's not like I'm kissing his butt, but I get to watch like a master, somebody who's done this hundreds and hundreds of times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll learn too.
Yeah. There you go. Daryl, here's one thing to make sure we cover. It can get sticky. Like, how soon can be, because I'll be honest with you, like when I go put up the 50,000 now, and yeah, you seem like a great guy, completely trustworthy, but like, is there any way you could be out by next Friday when we?
Yes, I can be out. Yeah, I'll be out. I plan to be out here. Yeah. So hopefully by the end of this weekend.
We always like to make sure we have possession.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Everything is pretty much out. He just have to move the stuff from the garage out, and then some.
That's halfway out the RV. And then the stuff on the side, just some boats and stuff. It looks like a lot of stuff. There's stuff on the ground and stuff, but I mean, it's just most of it's for the boat stuff. So it's just going to go in the boats and then towed off up to some property where they'll be worked on. So put together. So that's not an issue.
Okay.
But I'll be out.
Perfect. And then, perfect. Okay. And then, let me run through the title. You know what? I just thought of this, Corey, and you guys, Daryl, Molly, you pronounce it Molly, right? Or Molly? Molly. Okay. Molly. Okay. All right. So do you guys, now that I think about this, a lot of times I use my private money partner to help fund the 52,000 is a big chunk. And they also help fund some of our materials, right? But in order for them to fund it, they want to have a secured interest in the property. So the only downside, I'm just thinking this out loud, the only downside of us doing contract for deed is that they can't actually place a lien on the property. Because again, I got to secure them. If they're going to go put in, because typically that's how I fund our deals, right? Because if I was putting in 100, 200,000 on every deal, it goes fast, right? And we're probably doing 10 to 15 deals at a time. So the way I secure my private money partner is on this property. So the best way to do that is transfer the deed and then put a lien on it. You know what though? Now that I think about it, we could still have the property in your name. I just got to talk that through, because we could still put the lien on the property and keep it with the third party escrow company. I just got to talk to him about the deed and who's on title and all that. But sounds like you guys are flexible as long as you guys can get that money at the end. And I mean, you guys have any thoughts on that? I got to talk to the title company exactly how it's going to play out.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
So how do you feel,
bro?
So
regardless, go ahead.
The title company that you want to talk to, they already have our home information. It's the Stewart title company that we're working with. So.
Okay, great.
Now, Mally, didn't you say that the contract with Win-Win ends tomorrow, or was that today?
It's tomorrow.
No, 31st.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's tomorrow, then Casey, I'm assuming that our contract or the contract for them has to be dated for November 1st then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of this is we'll date ours for the 1st, but in tomorrow we can start getting the ball rolling and getting paperwork running.
Yeah, that sounds
good. And then sign it for Friday and then get it in front of the title company Friday. Yeah, you guys got it. And then another piece, guys, is like, and again, you guys are great. You seem easy to work with, but just even with the divorce and all that stuff, we probably want to have a clean, like, closing, right? That way, ultimately it's just protect me and my investor, right? Because again, I've just seen it happen before where we enter this contract and then stuff goes sideways, right? And it could be a huge pain for us. But I mean, you guys are trusting us that, hey, we're going to flip this house. And the way you guys are secured, it's not just trust like, hey, Casey has a good I talked to all his references. Like he runs a professional company. He seems like a good guy. Like you guys would be secured with a mortgage. So, right. And the mortgage is filed on the property. That way, and the title company does all that. And that way, like, because even if the deed transfers to us, I keep saying the deed, right? The deed is a piece of paper that says your name, your two names on it right now, right? It would move to my name. You get a mortgage, and then that mortgage is secured. That way, just let's say that something happened to me, right? In the middle of it, and you're like, oh crap, Casey's gone. Well, you have a secured interest in that property where that property, just like the bank, you guys can't go sell this house without paying the bank, right? So it's the same thing. I wouldn't, me or anyone on my behalf, cannot sell the property without paying you that profit share. Does that make sense how you guys are protected?
Yes. I understand it.
Okay. And Molly, does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the problem, and maybe go ahead.
I just have one question though. I mean, I don't think I would feel comfortable for you to take my name off of the mortgage yet.
You will stay.
Like,
okay, to clarify, you guys will stay on the mortgage.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, you'll stay on the mortgage. It's just the deed, right? And this is why, guys, it's just because I take a huge risk. If I don't have my name on the deed, then and again, like something happens with you guys, something happens with Molly, or something happens with Daryl, or who knows what happens. If that all happens, and I've put in my $50,000 to catch it up, and another 50 to 100K to fix it, and then all of a sudden I can't sell it, then I am hosed. Like all I can do at that point is try to sue people. And as you guys know, when you try to go do lawsuits, everybody loses, right?
Yeah.
Why? Like it's just too risky. But like I said, Molly, you're going to stay on the mortgage, and then I'm going to issue a second mortgage that will be in Molly and Daryl's name, saying that when this property gets sold, this is the calculation, this is the profit share that's agreed to, and this is how you will be paid when the property is sold.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. That's fine. I can explain it to her too. I mean, it's fine.
Okay. But I'll give Molly another chance. Molly, if you think or any other questions on it, I'll let you kind of digest it too. And honestly, Molly, you can talk to the title company. They can better explain it to you too if you want to talk to somebody other than me, you know.
Okay. All right. So then tomorrow you guys will get your paperwork together.
Yep.
So we move forward on the 1st.
That's right.
Okay.
And then we'll start working. So if you can if you guys could send us the title company that's already working, that has already started all the work, that's the most important person for me and Corey to talk to, because we could pick up where they're leaving off. And yeah,
I can email it to you.
I wrote it down. Heidi Stewart Title Company.
Got it. Good.
Do you need any like a release from us that says you can talk to him about it or anything? Do you need a release a release of interest? Oh, did you hear what I was saying?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. What was the question?
Do you need
he wants to know,
do we need the release, you said?
Yeah,
permission for
us. Do we need to sign a release to allow you to talk to the title company on our behalf?
Oh, good question. I would honestly, Molly, why don't you just send an email with the title company and CC me and Corey and just say, hey, these guys, we're planning to enter into a contract with them, but it's a short timeline. So can you communicate with them to make sure we can get clean title? Is kind of how I would word that. And I can text you that so you know what to email. But if you give email permission, they'll talk to us on the title work. I mean, they're not going to go tell us your mortgage amount and all that, your Social Security, but they can start to get us involved in the title process.
Okay. Yeah, because right
I
now
can email them.
Lorna is the one doing all the work right now, so she's been the one involved in it. So at least this way, you'll be able to take over that position. You know.
She's done tomorrow too, Daryl. Besides Esteban.
No, I know that.
It's a win-win. Okay.
So just to summarize, so Casey's going to send you over the paperwork in the morning, but do you want to do another call? Like, do you want to think about it over tonight, or have you guys already decided you're on board?
No, I'm on board.
Mally, what about you?
Time is sensitive. Let's do it.
Okay. So Casey, if you could do that, and then if you send that email, Mally, regarding the to the title company and include us in the email, and then that way we can talk to them about that, and then we'll just get this going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be great. I appreciate you guys committing because, like, we're about to go invest a bunch of time because we've got to make sure we get clear title by next Friday.
Yes.
So, yeah, I appreciate you guys being able to commit because we don't want to go start running around with our getting people because, we're going to have to get people to move fast, but we've done it before, so we can make it happen.
That's awesome. That's what I want fast.
Are you going to send the papers over? Are you going to send those numbers over to us by email or something too? Those numbers that you showed us on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me. Yep. I'm going to send these to Corey, and Corey can send it over to you. I'm about to have to run to dinner, but yeah, Corey, send this, and Corey, I'm going to send you a couple of videos you can send to him.
Okay, and then through the text, that text group chat, if you can send your email, like each of your emails, then that way, then I can send it to you.
Okay. So is this what we're going to be communicating on this website here or this app? Is this what we're going to be using?
We can keep on text message.
Okay, text message. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Because right now, Casey is in Boston right now.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why he needs me to send this email. But like I said, like I'm available, and as we start this process, like if anything needs to happen, if I have to come down there and help going, with any steps of this process, I'm willing to do that. And we just get this going. And again, just to reiterate what I said, why I brought him in, I had other people that were teaching me to and advising me to do the normal lowball wholesaling offer. And because of the situation that you guys are in, I didn't want to do that. I just couldn't. In my stomach, I couldn't. In my mind, I'm like, I can't do this to these people. And so with Casey and his strategy, that's why I brought him in. So so I'm glad that you guys are going to give us your trust, and I know that we won't fail you.
Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah.